Gardening in a time of climate change. The Carbon Garden at Kew. Gardening in the age of climate change. Can our green spaces save the planet? Imagine a world where your backyard becomes a front line in the battle against climate change. This isn't a distant future. It's happening now, and the UK's Kew Gardens is leading the charge with a groundbreaking initiative that's as beautiful as it is bold. But here's where it gets controversial. Can plants, fungi, and soil really make a dent in the climate crisis? This is the part most people miss. They might just be our most underrated allies. Tomorrow, 25th of July, the Royal Botanic Gardens, BBGQ in southwest London, will unveil the Carbon Garden, a horticultural masterpiece designed to captivate and challenge. This isn't your average flower bed. It's a living, breathing statement about the urgent need for climate action. Created by Mizzy Studio, led by Maltese designer and climate advocate Jonathan Mizzy, the garden's pavilion is a stunning homage to the symbiotic relationship between plants and fungi. Built with low-carbon, natural materials, it's a testament to sustainable design. But why fungi? Recent science reveals they're not just plant buddies, they're carbon-capturing powerhouses. Australian researchers estimate that mycorrhizal fungi underground could absorb up to 75% of annual fossil fuel emissions. Let that sink in. The pavilion's roof is equally ingenious, funneling rainwater into a rain garden, a subtle reminder that as temperatures rise, water management will be a lifeline for both plants and people. But the real showstopper? The garden's climate stripes, a vibrant display of flowers transitioning from cool blues to scorching reds, mirroring global temperature changes since the Industrial Revolution. These stripes, first created by Professor Ed Hawkins in 2018, have become a global symbol of climate awareness, adorning everything from t-shirts to coffee mugs. Richard Wilford, Kew's head of garden design, calls this installation a unique opportunity to blend scientific research with thoughtful design. But it's not just about beauty. The garden features plants that could thrive in the Mediterranean-like conditions predicted for southern England by 2050, if global warming continues unchecked. Species like the cherry hackberry, Montezuma's pine, and spoon oak are being planted with the hope they'll survive well into the 2090s. It's a sobering glimpse into a future we're already shaping. But here's the bold question. Can gardeners become a new force in the fight against climate change? With an estimated 27 million gardeners in the UK alone and up to 40% of households in countries like the US, Germany and Australia tending to green spaces, the potential is massive. Kew's Carbon Garden isn't just a display, it's a call to action. From planting drought-tolerant species to creating rain gardens, it offers practical solutions for a warming world. How we adapt to a changing climate and slow its pace are key messages, says Wilford. Kew's commitment doesn't stop at the garden. By 2030, they aim to go beyond net zero, achieving a climate-positive profile. Their iconic Palm House and Water Lily House are being retrofitted with high-performance glazing and electrified heating systems, reducing energy loss and building resilience against extreme weather. It's a holistic approach that combines heritage preservation with cutting-edge sustainability. So what do you think? Can gardens truly be a solution to climate change? Or is this just a drop in the ocean? Few believe that by inspiring individuals and communities, we can collectively lessen the impact of extreme weather. But the clock is ticking. As scientists warn, the Paris Agreement's 1.5 degrees Celsius target could slip away in just a few years without drastic action. Will gardeners rise to the challenge? The Carbon Garden is more than an exhibit, it's a conversation starter, and Kew is inviting everyone to join in. What's your take? Let's talk. Kew Gardens' new Carbon Garden, showcasing nature's role in climate change. Here's the radical idea Kew Gardens just planted in our collective consciousness. Can a garden actually solve the climate crisis? London's beloved botanical institution has just rolled out a bold new answer. A permanent carbon garden packed with 6,500 plants, 35 towering trees, and a jazzy fungi-inspired pavilion designed to shock and inspire. Let's unpack this eco-experiment that just opened to the public. First, the science that'll twist your mind. Carbon isn't the villain we often paint it. It's the backbone of life itself. Every molecule of you, every tree leaf, and every breath you take relies on this element. Yet, here's the kicker. The same carbon dioxide we're desperately trying to reduce has doubled since pre-industrial times, making 2024 the hottest year ever recorded. Kew's Garden walks this tightrope. celebrating carbon's beauty while sounding the alarm about its toxic excesses. The garden works like a living lesson plan. Start with interactive signs that break down photosynthesis for beginners. Plants inhale CO2, exhale oxygen, hey, free air for all. Then there's the climate-ready dry garden, where lavender and other feet-hardy plants thrive under harsh conditions. It's a nifty preview of what urban landscapes might look like in a warming world. But don't miss the subtle rebellion in their tree selection process. These aren't just any saplings. They're chosen for their future-proof resilience. Think absorbing more CO2 or withstanding drier summers projected for 2050. Now enters the bigger question. Can nature fix our mess? The garden's curator, Richard Wilford, calls it a start, not a solution. Amanda Cooper, a PhD researcher consulting on the project, agreed. Restoring woodlands and stopping deforestation would help, she says. But we can't ignore the other half, cutting fossil fuel emissions. This tension between restoration and immediate action is where most climate discussions get real. Pro tip, don't miss the fungi pavilion. Those weird, wavy structures reference mycelium networks, the secret soil highways fungi use to transport carbon and nutrients. It's a nod to the underground alliances plants have developed over millennia. But how does that translate to policy? The garden doesn't shy from asking hard questions either. What if we rewild more cities? Can urban forests make a dent in emissions? Or in this just eco-hegology? Discover Kew's Carbon Garden, nature's solution to climate change. Imagine stepping into a garden where nature itself unveils the secrets of carbon capture. A truly eye-opening experience that challenges how we think about our environment. At London's Kew Royal Botanic Gardens, the new Carbon Garden offers this exact journey. When you land at Kew, you're greeted by an immersive space that not only explains the mysterious element of carbon, but also reveals its crucial role in sustaining life on our planet. But here's where it gets controversial. Carbon, often labeled as stardust and the building block of life by Kew experts, is also at the heart of climate change debates. While plants and fungi naturally absorb carbon from the atmosphere, an excess amount in the environment is a major contributor to rising global temperatures. This natural process, where carbon is stored in soil, rocks, and fossil fuels, forms a delicate balance, and the garden seeks to teach visitors how maintaining and enhancing this balance might help us combat climate change. Richard Wilford, the head of garden design at Kew, explains in approachable terms that by 2050, London's climate could resemble today's Barcelona. He emphasizes that the garden is designed not just to educate visitors about what carbon is, but to share its narrative through the lens of vibrant plant life. To achieve this, the garden is thoughtfully divided into 3 distinct sections. One area features a colorful depiction of our planet's warming trends through flowers that change hue to symbolize temperature increases. Another section is a dry garden, a glimpse into the future, where British gardens might need to adapt to more arid conditions, showcasing plants that thrive with less water. And then there is an interactive space dedicated to adapting to climate change, which is probably the part most people miss. Within this last zone, the focus shifts to creating rain gardens, equipped with swales, specially designed landscapes that capture and gradually release rainwater. This method not only protects existing plants, but also boosts biodiversity. Wilford highlights the importance of this natural approach by noting that a diverse ecosystem is far more effective at capturing carbon. He even points out that fallen trees should be left to decompose naturally, returning their nutrients to the earth, which further strengthens nature's carbon capturing ability. Dominating the garden's heart is an intriguing pavilion that resembles an umbrella, generously providing shade for visitors. Its design, inspired by organic shades, intentionally blurs the line between nature and architecture. Jonathan Mizzi, head of Mizzi Studio, explains that a structure is neither exactly like a plant, nor quite like a mushroom. It almost seems to sprout from the ground itself. Crafted with the collaboration of engineers from Atelier 10 and using natural materials such as a granite base, a European larch trunk, and a molded top made from organic fibers like linen, this pavilion is not only visually captivating, but also functional. It collects rainwater that is then recycled to nurture the plants below, while offering a serene resting spot beneath its shade. And this is the part that sparks debate among visitors and experts alike: the integration of art, science, and environmental activism. A permanent exhibit features 35 new trees and 6,500 plants meticulously chosen to demonstrate strategies, like supporting wildflower meadows, native hedgerows, and grasslands. These efforts are crucial for locking in carbon naturally, and the garden's design is a testament to how aesthetic beauty and ecological science can work hand in hand. In essence, the Carbon Garden at Kew is more than just a collection of plants and architectural features. It is a dynamic and engaging educational space that connects visitors with the underlying science of carbon tracking and the broader battle against climate change. Wilford reflects on this by stating that the garden merges scientific insight with thoughtful design and lush planting, intended to highlight both the role of carbon in our lives and the potential ways nature can support our fight against environmental decline. What do you think about using natural landscapes as living laboratories to reform our future? Could nature's own mechanisms, enhanced by innovative design, truly hold the key to a sustainable future? Or is this just a beautiful distraction? Share your thoughts and join the discussion on whether this fusion of art and science might be the turning point in our approach for climate change.